Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to Footy Judgment. Sorry, I started out of a sudden. Martin and Serkan and
screaming like that for?
hello everyone.
I've got enough
and
going on in
welcome.
the life right now. Don't need you
Welcome.
trying to chip me up.
Look at G wearing the glasses, the hat.
Jesus Christ, Mo.
tonight. All right, let's go. Big up everybody that joined us, of course, from the Football Terrace. Hit that like button, people. That was a very interesting show on the Football Terrace. Martin in the chat calling me a fraud. Some reason, whatever that reason is.
Yeah, it's because you don't control the narrative. That's how it is. But luckily, we're all professionals here. We're ready to go when the show is,
It's because he knows him, though.
Listen, big up everybody. I did a very interesting City reaction and Arsenal reaction yesterday. We had Luke, who Martin knows, yesterday. You know Luke, very nice guy. He was just very unlucky that he was the one on the show, his first show on the channel after that City thing. And gladly Kelkster was here to take a little bit of the cooking and the criticism instead of him, because the poor guy, but he held himself very, very well. And he said some really controversial stuff yesterday. If you guys haven't watched the show yesterday, he spoke about Foden. He spoke about some of the players, about Pep, about the rebuild and all the stuff and the ownership and everything. Big up everybody that is here. Hit that like button, guys. Guys, we got about over 400 people here. We're just starting the show. Hit that like button. We speak about Arsenal. And here are the topics, basically. Is there a comeback for Man City this season? Should Pep be questions about not winning the league this season if they don't win it? Arsenal fans yesterday said that Gunnarsouls said that they're back. I'm not sure if you watched the show, Martin. I'm sure you were busy. They're back. Liverpool are going to fall off, which is, as it's a given, which is, I don't know, where is this coming from? Seriously, he said Liverpool are going to, the pressure, he said that the pressure is on Liverpool, not on Arsenal, which is, I don't understand how you can say that. And we'll talk about the Real Madrid and the Man City versus Liverpool game on the weekend and all those. How's everybody doing first? Is everybody happy?
All good. Great day. All good, man.
Cold.
Can you, let's start with City. Martin,
are we going to talk about Denzel?
Why don't we? Let's go with it.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about Denzel Dumfries yesterday, who dribbled everyone on the pitch, passed the ball, got at the end of the cross, and completely shat his bed 5 yards after the goal. He's an absolute bozo. Guys, hit that like button, guys. Support the channel. Let me know. I want to ask you something, Martin. I watched MCFC Lad vlog after the game. The kid that does. And for the fourth game running, he was astonished and he's not believing what was going on. How was the feeling inside the stadium? You were in the game, I'm assuming. You and Tony and everyone. How was the feeling when they scored?
Tony didn't go. He's fake fan. I'm only joking.
How was the feeling inside the stadium for real? Is there are people panicking? Because I know that the majority of the people that go to the stadium, they have been through the trenches with the club. So it's not new to them what is going on, unless the kids and you, the 20 years old and the 25 years old. How was the feeling? Seriously, I'm so intrigued to know that. I always ask Rory this when Arsenal lose. How was the feeling inside the stadium?
For 70 minutes, it was great. 70 minutes, it was wonderful. We were like, whoa, we're back. Here we go. And then we shit the bed. Total collapse again. And the scary thing is, when we went 3-1 down, the whole stadium was like, we're gonna chuck this. We knew it was coming. It was inevitable.
A 3-1?
Yeah.
You guys believe?
Yeah. Because watch the body language. Exactly the same as Tottenham. Heads hit the ground, bodies, shoulders go back. They just didn't want it. They were just done. They were done by that point. You could see it. It was one of them, here we go again. It was personally, I don't agree with the substitutes. Thought it was a bit naive, thought it was a bit silly. Gundogan has had a lot of grief, but Gundogan goes off, Foden goes off, and we lose total control. Absolutely total control out the whole game. We were fine before that, not a problem. Take our best defender off for the whole game in Ake, and we bring on, and people will say can't bring kids on at 3-0 down. When do you bring them on? Not in this whole situation right now. The youngsters should be nowhere near the team right now. It is unfair to chuck any youngsters into this team right now with this situation. Confidence is on the floor. Everything's on the floor. By the way, one more person tells me it's a Rodri issue. Kiss me in the end. It's not a Rodri issue. It's a far, far bigger issue than a Rodri issue, this. Far, far bigger issue. Far, far bigger issue. It is what it is. I'll be straight with you. Do I think we'll win the title? Do I heck? Do I think we'll win anything this year? No. Maybe an FA Cup, we can get it back. But I think this is just about make the top 4, go with what we can, and we need to start the rebuild starting January. Too many players have come to the end. It's done. Thank you. They've been absolutely super players. 4 Premier Leagues on the bounce. It's caught up. We've all been a little bit too cocky, arrogant, whatever. We've rested on our laurels a little bit. I do think the Pep situation, people will disagree with me on this, but I'm not sure whether Pep not making a decision on whether he was in or he was out in the summertime made the board go, we're not sure what we're going to do now. Because Biano was announced. Everyone knew Cheeky was going in the summer, but it wasn't announced till December time. They knew. But we didn't know was Pep going with him. So do you put your backing into 300, 400, 500 million in the summer on a manager and a chief exec that ain't going to be there? Now we know what we're going with in 2 years. Now we have to do the rebuild. But this year, titles between Liverpool and Arsenal. End of. I said someone to drop out of it in April.
How did that Gundogan as a DM worked yesterday, or it didn't work?
Well, he was sort of an in-between. It worked because Feyenoord didn't push so much on us. So it worked a little bit yesterday. I thought we were a bit stronger at the back. thought we were fine. Again, it was missed chances. People don't
they missed their biggest chance when it was 1-0 actually in the first half.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is football. Real Madrid are going to have chances at Liverpool tonight. When you play, teams do have chances. There's this belief that teams don't have chances. Of course they do. Teams have chances in games. That's just reality. But what we've got to do is at 3-0 down, I don't expect us to absolutely shit the bed and do what we did. I know Feyenoord have been decent. They've lost 1 game all season, but you're 3-0 up for crying out loud with 20 minutes to go. Have some self-respect. Have some self-respect. Have a backbone. Have a set of bollocks.
Do you think it was Pep should have changed the formation or something? Like
when I don't agree with that. Because the formation hasn't been a problem. Formation's not been a problem for 7 years, 8 years. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
Well, I mean, like protecting a lead. Like people said, we're naive when we should have done this or that when we had a lead, and then when we gave Liverpool back to make it 2-2. People were saying we should have sat back, and I know that's not Pep's style, but is it likely that he might have to look at different plan
No,
B's,
he's never going to do that.
To get
He won't do. He's not doing that on Sunday, Martin. I know everyone's going to think that's crazy, but this is what I said. Klopp didn't really change his tactics. Arteta's kind of changed a little bit this season, but everyone, as you've seen, is moaning about it.
But because it didn't work. No, but it didn't work for him.
But it's worked for Pep. No. It's worked for Pep. You don't win a treble and 4 league titles and God knows everything else, and then go, it don't work.
Yeah, but it doesn't work because the players are not doing the same things as before. The likes of Akanji is not playing well. Have you seen the line when you were 3-2 up?
No, footballers don't work like that. You can't. It's like you and your job. You have a job, you work for a company, and you absolutely do the same thing for 10 years under one boss. And then a new boss comes in with all fresh ideas. Have you ever noticed some people in that job go? Because they can't get their head round the new way of doing things. Our players are too programmed now to do what they have always done for 6, 7, 8 years.
He changed before. And I think it's mentality. You can change. Look, let me show you a picture. Watch this.
I know you're going to show me the one where we're all over the place. That's on the players, not on Pep.
That is on Pep.
Pep isn't telling them all to go and spread out like bloody musical stuff.
Absolutely. Pep is telling them to push higher. Same energy.
Pep on the pitch.
No. I don't listen.
Don't do that.
Okay, listen. Against Liverpool, Arsenal, when Skilly was on the pitch and Kivior was on the pitch, I said, drop deep. You don't have your best defenders. Why are you still pressing Liverpool 2-1?
Never going to do that.
Okay. I agree with you. That is wrong, in my opinion, my personal opinion.
Maybe it is, but he's not going to do it. So I don't know why everyone's bitching about it. He's never going to do it. No manager changes.
He did change it. I'm telling you, he did. Against Real Madrid, and I'm going to tell you, away at Real Madrid, 1-0 Real Madrid, he didn't have a chance. And Real Madrid kept running behind you when Vinny scored in the first half. What did Pep do? He gave Real Madrid the ball to counter them. He did it against Arsenal. When Arsenal went to the Etihad, when they had to win 2 seasons ago, he's like, Arsenal, here's the ball. He won 4-1. He changed when he needed. For some reason, in the press conference before the game, he was stopping. People asked him, are you going to change? He's like, no, we have to trust this. The system, we have to trust it. My point, he has a history. Okay, in the beginning of the Haaland season, the triple season, Martin, I'm trying to present you what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you are wrong. One of us is wrong. In the Haaland season, guys, in the triple season, Man City, in the beginning of the season, they were scoring goals, but everyone said Man City don't look the same. Comes February, he completely said, okay, hold on. We're stopping this. John Stones, you are inverting, playing as a second midfielder on the ball next to Rodri. You won every game. You were unstoppable. That means Pep Guardiola is capable of changing the way he plays.
Well, Haaland changed the way they play. Like Haaland, I think, has made them mortal in a sense that there's one outlet. Before, Man City used to be like you could shut down 2 or 3 players and someone else would show up. They'd pass the ball around you and through you. But now I think that the way that there's like a direction that they have to go, it's easier to clog up that. And then you need your wingers to do a lot of heavy lifting.
This is what I've been said about wingers. This thing about Grealish don't score, Doku don't score. No. City haven't just decided that, we're just going to buy every crappiest winger in world football. They're all suffering for the same problem.
What is the problem?
What it is for Haaland. Haaland isn't actually good with balls in from the side because you can easily man-mark him out the game with 3 or 4 men on. So what they do is Haaland's at his best with a ball in behind to run onto with his pace. That's what he's good at. That's what he's very, very good at. So the idea was you got KDB, you got Foden, balls through the middle, and you've got, because if you look at Doku, when you look at even Nunez when he's on the wing, Foden when he's on the wing, they all come inside. None of them hang out on the wide. They all come inside to play the ball through the middle. That's what they do. It's not about hitting the byline and put balls and spam balls in. Otherwise, what you're doing with KDB and Foden, you might as well take them out of the team. They're irrelevant at that point. KDB's job isn't get the balls, pass it to my winger and do now else and stand there, mate. His job's to be threading 30-yard balls through the tight areas.
I just thought it was really... I know you said it, Martin. I just thought it was really alarming after that first goal went in your heads. I've never seen 6 heads drop so much in the past, like...
I did. Saw that on Saturday, Andrew.
All right. Yeah, that's what I mean. The past 5-6 games, I've never seen City for over 12 years, 14 years, whatever you call it, the heads drop as much like that. I mean, it was... that first goal was just insane anyway. The Vardy pass was just... It was just pure magic.
I don't know what's happened to him.
I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, he was like...
I mean, with respect, I listened to Luke and Kelsey last night. Respectfully, the Mint, I loved them. Disagree with what they said. I don't think Grealish and Foden...
What did they say wrong?
Don't think Grealish and Foden were the problem at all last night.
No. None of the offense... Grealish he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything. Okay, let me tell you something. Foden and Grealish yesterday, they were not bad. They were okay. The only one that was exceptional to me was Erling Haaland in the third goal. Was amazing and fantastic.
Well, Nunez was very good.
I was going to say, Matthias Nunes, not only defensively he was good in that midfield, he also contributed to the offensive phase of the game, which is something very, very good. Jack Grealish and Foden, they were just, okay, average, like the rest of the team. Like, They were okay. They were not outstanding. They were not bad.
But
They were
on another
just-
day, Mo. On another day, Mo. Mo. Hey, Mo. On another day, Mo. Grealish gets 2 goals. He hits the sweetest volley you can, and Sod's law on Jack Grealish at the minute.
Yeah, but the problem is we have been saying this for a while for Jack Grealish.
No, Mo, but you're talking now
since
like
December. Okay,
crying.
how can I? Yes, December. Okay, fine. Even if you got the goal since December, the guys 0 goals. Martin, you're a winger of the most offensive team in the world. 0 goals. Zero.
How many you got?
But that's the problem with all of them. When it's all of them,
well,
now
again,
it's going.
Like to Mo again.
It's not
instructed. It's an instruction now at that point. You can't have bought all the worst wingers in the world that don't do GA. Mo Salah would have the same issue at City right now. It's instructed from the manager.
Okay, so the manager is the problem now.
Not except not the manager at the problem. It's just with the last time we played wingers, and this is what I bug about. They go back to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling was 5 years ago. Are we going back 5 years now to Sane and Sterling? Is this what we're doing?
No, I don't know. Probably pretty cheap at the end of the season if you're interested.
It's crazy. It's what we're doing. No, I'm not. And by the way, I'm not saying you got time to score. It's more about the play. It's about the passing of the ball, the control. When Gundogan and Foden and Ake went off last night, we lost total control. Total control. And everyone tells me we get the kids on. There's a reason why I don't bring the kids on. You saw it last night. Just because they're out the academy, don't tell me they're good enough, because they ain't. McAtee, sorry, 4-yard pass. What am I doing here? He's got a chance to play a ball to Rico Lewis. Goes backwards. I'm not going to have a go at Simpson Poozy. It is what it is. He's a young lad. He shouldn't have been put in that situation.
So he's got to adapt now. He's got to.
KDB, for some weird reason, can only do 15 minutes. God knows what's going on there. I want to know what's going on there. He can do. He's like 15-minute man at the minute.
Yeah, what? Yeah, there's a lot of problems.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Gavardiol is not has been making mistakes lately for individual ones that are not
mistakes. He's shit in the bed right now, not making mistakes. And by the way, Edison, great keeper. Told everyone for ages. Listen, I love Edison. Best goalie with his feet, but his weakest attribute is his saving.
When we said that, they told us we have agendas.
That second goal, yeah. That second goal was him dancing.
Both goals.
Nice.
Hang on a minute. If Kelly or Raya or anyone else is getting beat at the near post like that, you're asking questions.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Never mind the one where he loses his head and he comes flying out the bloody box.
Yeah, that was weird. What are you doing? You're way far from the ball.
I'm sorry. I don't know what. Listen, these players are not bad players. We're going to get there again. No, we're just going to have to. Listen, for 4 or 5 years, we have been top dogs. We've been shouting our balls from the top. Listen, little bit of humble pie now, Blues. We've got to accept it. You take it on the chin, and you go with what you can now. But anyone who thinks that anyone wants to do RIP and we're finished.
Do you know what the problem is? There's too many players. Too many guys. There's over 600 guys.
Can we get have come to the end?
Yes, guys. Can we get to 300 likes? The like button is underneath the live chat. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Need your subscription. Need your like button. It pushes the channel to the next viewer. So hit that like button. The man is saying too many Kuti happy clappers. Martin criticize, and of them like Ederson, and the happy clappers come out crying. You know,
Bernardo Silva, can I just say, Bernardo Silva,
he should have left.
Has absolutely got away with it. No, right? Yeah. You can say he should have left. He had a £50 million buyout. Nobody come. Bernardo Silva has been an absolute legend for the club, but there's a time. Ferguson was very good at knowing when to sell players. Very, very good. He knew when they were going over the hill. I don't know. I in my head, I'm thinking this Pep situation has caused this. Gundogan was an amazing signing as a backup to Rodri, not as Rodri 38 games in a 7 season. Massive difference. Massive
but going
difference.
forward, like I think the question is like, why is I'm seeing all Liverpool fans saying we're going to smash City on the weekend.
Yeah,
City
they will.
fans are saying we're going to get smashed on the weekend.
Yeah,
There's nothing left in the season to play for. Like, is it
No,
all
but
of
there
a
is.
sudden is it over or is it?
It's the
like,
Carabao Cup. There is the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and the
no, they're out
Champions
of the
League as
Carabao
well.
Cup. They're out.
They're out of the Carabao Cup, so there's the
They're in the
Champions League
FA
and the FA Cup.
But like,
Um,
is it? What happened to
you
the
just said we're going to
mentality?
win the Champions League. Might
What
not
happened
be
to the
qualified at the
start?
Champions League yet, though. Get in the bin. Have you seen where we've got to go to Juventus with PSG away yet? That's what pissed me off.
PSG will be fine.
Yeah, Man City. Like
PSG
Juventus are
fine.
crap, and PSG are like I don't know. Like you guys.
No,
shouldn't- I
Juventus
don't
is very
understand
good defensively. Juventus is very good
This season
defensively.
they've been good. This season, they've been
Yeah, so they're very
why-
good
but
defensively.
like I don't know why all of a
fine.
sudden the mentality is.
PSG 's
changing.
fine.
Do you know, Martin? Let me count to you the players that actually now should go right from City. John Stones.
Dave, my list is
Kyle-
bigger than yours.
Okay, John Stones, Kyle Walker, Ederson. Gundogan should never have been here after what we're seeing this season, right? Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish should go. Kevin De Bruyne, there is something going on in the background. We have no idea why Kevin De Bruyne is not playing football at the current moment. These are 7 first-team players that are, they're done. They should go. Can they replace this? Do you know what the problem is? Is that the people that are coming up are not good enough.
We bought too many
Savio.
squad players to replace first
Savio,
team players.
yes. Savio, is Rico Lewis going to be the starting right back for City for 15 years coming? I'm not seeing it. I don't see it. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening. Matias Nunes, 1 game good, 1 game bad. Last season when he was not good. Yes, Matias Nunes, you can see the talent. Is he a City first teamer? Calvin Phillips? Okay, we know Calvin Phillips is
No,
gone.
Mateus Nunes is a very good. So I call them soldiers, not backups, because I call him. He's a good soldier. He's going to come
By
in.
the way,
and he'll
we're
play
forgetting,
again to be very good.
Martin, we're forgetting Kovacic, guys. His body is going to break down. We're forgetting 33 years old Kovacic to 32.
No, look, we've got a problem.
30 or 31. I think it's only 30.
You've got a bigger problem here. Kovacic is contracted till 2027. Nunes is contracted till.
He's only 30, and his
Hang
body
on,
has
hang
been
on.
breaking in the last
Jack
year.
Grealish is contracted till 2027. He's on 300 grand a week. Bernardo's contracted till 2026 on 300 grand a week. What we have to do is John Stones and Ake get told are done and finished because they're injury prone. Well, if they're injury prone and finished, who's buying them? Everyone throws the Saudi Arabia card out. Well, not every player wants to go to Saudi.
Right.
And B, Saudi have changed their model now. They're not going buying 32-year-old people anymore. So this is not an easy thing. What you need is someone who's going to. And plus, while you've still got the homegrown rule in there, you've got to be clever what you got to do with that. You can't just get rid of Grealish, Stones, Ake, etc., because they're all your homegrown players.
And you got to pay them off potentially the rest of their contract.
And that's the thing. What no one realizes in a transfer. Say you sell Grealish for 40 million quid. Yeah. He's on 300 grand a week, but he's got a 3-year deal. Goes to Tottenham. Tottenham give him 150 grand a week wage. City have to make up the 150 grand a week difference for the 3 years because he's rightfully to go. Hang on a minute. I can set my contract for 300 grand a week here for 3 years. You're paying me to get out the door.
That's to be a payoff.
Which goes into your books.
Do you think there's an issue with Pep doing the 2-year thing? Because it seems like an awkward period of time to do a rebuild over. Like, and you're getting players in basically for Pep's farewell. Like a player signing on to City wants to feel like, I'm going to be here for years and we're going to win everything. But if Pep's got 1 foot out the door, it's not like a 3-year deal, which I think you'd probably need to do a full rebuild of the team. So I don't know. Does that concern you at all? Because everyone was celebrating.
I think Pep will stay more than 2. I think he will. But what excites me is, because believe it or not, I am excited. And listen, none of these players are bad players. They've just come to the end of their cycle. That's it. That happened. there is the biggest opponent in life is Father Time, and he's undefeated. And that's just facts. Whether we all like that or not, we all get old and we all can't suddenly do what we all love doing anymore.
Speak for yourself.
Well, this is why we're all on these diets and treadmills and everything else, because we're all trying to keep going at the age of 6 there, running around football pitches. But you're talking the highest level here, and some of them just come to the end. And
what was that quote about KDB? He said that he's seen medical rooms where players have played that shouldn't play or something.
He
like
had
that.
the weirdest interview, pre-game interview I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Did you get that feeling as well?
Yeah.
I've never seen him with his head
If you
down.
guys haven't seen
He had
that
his
interview,
head down the whole
and
interview.
it was absolutely ridiculous to watch a player answer. First of all, the journalist asked him, "Do you think it's dark in the dressing room now? Do you have do you see?" And he's like, "No, it's not dark. It's weird. It's a strange feeling that we have not felt before."
Yeah.
I've seen more people go to the physical, and he said, I've seen new faces go to the medical rooms, and like, what is going on? What is happening?
There's been a massive reshuffle behind the scenes in terms of the coaches and the backroom staff. There's been a lot of movement in and out. See, look, the fake fans here.
You sold your ticket yesterday.
He don't have a ticket. No, I'm joking. Big up, Tone. By the way, our spaces are live on Twitter now. It is recorded if you want to go over there. Watch me and Tone and listen to me and Tone in our spaces. No, it's very, very weird at the minute. There are, and listen, KDB basically admitted there are players who are playing who shouldn't be on a football pitch right now because they're falling apart. If I told you the list that are playing with painkiller injections right now, you'd be like, what are you doing? They shouldn't be anywhere near the football pitch.
That's what he was intimating, that there were players.
But we've just no choice. It's what I said last week. We've no choice now. It's just go with it until the legs fall
Your
off.
manager keeps doing the same mistakes.
What do you want to put in?
Again.
Are you going on the pitch? Get me out the stand.
No, he needs to change the way he plays. Thank you, Tony, for the super chat. Hi, Mo on the panel. Big up, Martin. Guys, if you don't know Blue Tone on Twitter, one of the legends of the city community, of course. Big up, Martin.
And by the way, just to clarify, and HUSAM will back this up, I told HUSAM 2 weeks ago this was getting worse before it got better.
Yeah, for some reason, I saw
My exact quote was, "This is getting worse before this gets anywhere near better." And people have to strap in and knuckle down and get on with it. And it is what it is. But listen, it's not the end. We will be back.
Might be
They're
the end.
just going to have to eat humble pie for the season.
Might be the
you
end.
guys need to find a backbone before the weekend. I can't have this Liverpool trouncing you guys to give them unassailable lead.
See what I mean? I knew he was there, so mention his name and he pops up.
Yeah. Big up, Tony. Thank you for the super chat. It's at 4 Premier League straight, 4 Carabao straight, domestic quad. Rico breaking Centurions will be back.
Spot on. It's what it is.
Why are we assuming that you're going to be back, though? Does anybody... Okay, can I ask an awkward question?
Put them on there, and you're all going to enjoy it.
Sick, whatever. Okay. Why this can't be the end of this era for City? Because of the money?
Pep. Money.
Pep. It's just Pep. It's Pep.
Well, about to witness something that...
But he has never faced adversity. There is so many... To be honest with you, there is so many squad... I'm not saying that if they go and spend 300, 400 million, okay, that's up to them. Whatever. You go and get whatever players you want.
Yeah, we're going to do.
You go and get what you want. The problem is, Martin, you said that this summer there will be a revamp. Last summer, and there weren't.
Season too early. The revamp will come next summer. Listen, they know now. They're not.
But you already have the revamp. You know what the revamp was? The revamp was Rico Lewis, was Savio, was Doku, was Haaland.
Rico Lewis is out the academy. What are you doing?
Yeah, but that's Trent Alexander-Arnold was a revamp. I mean, a revamp means a player coming in, taking their spot, being
no,
a starter for the team.
No, what I mean about the revamp is you're going to get a KDB replacement. You're going to get a
really
good
KDB replacement, though. There's no quality out there of that level that can walk in and do that.
No, they're going to try and
Bellingham, no Musiala, nobody's KDB is one of the greats.
No,
you're not going to find another guy.
I know you're not. But you got Florian Wirtz that you can try and go after.
It's not KDB. It's not KDB.
No, he is. but no one's Rodri. So what do we do? Shut up shop. Nobody's Odegaard at Arsenal. So when Odegaard is out for a year to 2 years, do Arsenal give up the ghost? The Liverpool give up the ghost. If they're, but come on, what we do?
Liverpool were lucky with
Yeah,
Salah and Van Dijk. To be honest with you, they were very.
So you're
lucky
telling
with
me
Van
when
Dijk.
Van Dijk and Salah leave Liverpool, that Liverpool.
How many defenders out there
We
are
closing
similar
down.
to Van Dijk? You need to adapt. You need to change the way you play.
Of
Go ahead,
course.
G.
Well, this is going to be Pep's. We're going to see
Biggest,
Pep in a whole new light. This is going to be his
Yeah.
biggest. This is going to be his biggest. We've never seen Pep like this, having to do this fully. Do you know what I mean? It's such a. He always had signings every summer, something like that. But a major overhaul, we've never seen him really do. Do you know what I mean? It's been little pieces here and there. And this is, it's going to be fascinating to see what he can do. Because you're right. You're not going to replace KDB. You're going to have to find a different way of playing, aren't you? That's the whole thing. And let's see if Pep is up to this. This is Pep's probably one of his biggest challenges he's ever had in his managerial career.
The closest thing, Andrew, I would say to everyone is, do you remember when he first come in and we had Zabaleta and we had Kolarov and we had Gail Clichy and we had Bravo and we had everyone who was there. It was like, I think we had a back four of like combined age of 160. I think we were just dying on our deathbed. We got slapped by Everton 4-0, slapped by Leicester 4-1. We were getting slapped everywhere we went. And it was that big thing. The year we bought John Stones. And in the summer, we got rid of them all. And we went and bought Edison, went and bought Walker, went and bought Mender, went and bought
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva. We spent 250 mil at the time.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do again this summer.
Which is the equivalent now probably about 600 million.
Yeah, that's where we'll go again this summer.
Yeah.
But the big thing is getting some of the players that have been amazing legends for us out the door. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
By the way,
what are the list of the players on painkillers? Are people playing with injuries? Can you name them?
Akanji is playing with it majorly. Bernardo is at the moment. Diaz is on the bench but can't play. KDB is one. Jack Grealish is. Ake is. Who was the other one? John Stones is injured again. So he came back for 20 minutes.
I'm going to repeat this. He's not even good, but anyway, we'll just move on. He's not even good.
Stop with this, John Stones.
He's not good, bro. He's not even good.
What is your game?
He's not good, bro.
This guy tried to play down Ashley Cole.
He's good, but he's maybe not as good as hyped. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way. He's not as good as you guys think. Okay? He's not as good as you guys. Some people said he's one of the best defenders in the Premier League history. I'm like,
he's had to change his diet. No, he's had to change his diet. And John Stones was the one who was struggling with injuries playing. It's just a very weird one at the minute. I think Rico Lewis is out on his feet. I think Josko Gabardio is out on his feet because we've got
Savinho's been overplayed, didn't he, Martin?
Obviously, he's been playing with a broken toe.
Yeah. And so
John Stones has never been. Anyway, just to end this, John Stones has never been a great defender. He's a good Pep system player on the ball when the team has 70%, which is the same. And I'm going to say this again. There are players, and I said on the football terrace, I need to see Foden carry the team when the team is down, not up. I want to see Grealish do it when the team is down. Haaland did it when the team is down. Kevin De Bruyne has done it many times. David Silva has done it. Yaya Toure has done it. I want to see the guy play good when the team is bad. Not the other. By the way, Gundogan did it. When City were not good, Gundogan stepped up. Salah did it. We haven't seen anyone for Arsenal other than Saka this season. When Arsenal were bad in the beginning of the season, Saka did it. But that is the thing. City don't have that guy. It was Kevin De Bruyne. It was David Silva. It was Gundogan. Nobody at City can carry the team when they are down. We need that guy. Who's that guy?
But I think there's a bigger problem is that they've lost their aura. I think teams are not afraid of pressing Man City high, and I think it's the other teams are now feeding into this, and that it might be hard to come back to the point where you were. It felt like you guys were like in cruise control, winning games because I don't know, other teams they would stay in their own box basically against you all the time. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a challenge to come out that because we've seen that happen to other teams before when they lose that aura of fear, it never comes back.
But that's why it's going to be the biggest challenge of Pep's managerial career right now. Do you know what I mean? He's having to.
Well, his challenge might be himself.
Having to replace the players, but
I
you
think he
can't replace
needs.
them having to play a different way.
Yeah, but
That's what it
I
is.
agree with Martin. It's himself. He needs to
Well,
deal with
that's
the
what I mean. We're going to
stress,
see
the
if he
pressure.
can do it.
Bro,
Because
the
I
guy
don't
is
think he's
scratching
never done
his
it.
head. He is stressed. He needs help. This is a situation that he has never been put at before. This
Well,
is ridiculous.
That's why we're going to see whether he can rise to the occasion.
Bro, the guy lost
mean-
his head. He's telling people, I want to harm myself. I know it's a joke, and he wanted to get out of the press conference.
Yeah, I didn't like that, by the way. That was
That, by the way, that
was
you
not-
don't tell
yeah.
you don't tell people this on a press conference.
You don't joke
don't-
about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that's great.
You don't. Not in
mentally, he's
2024.
not right.
Not in 2024.
But what we're seeing,
Yeah,
is,
and well, that's what by the way, Martin, when I was asked about it yesterday, I said, bro, even if it's a joke, you don't joke about it.
Yeah,
When you
that's-
scratch
you
your
should-
head,
you
bro,
should.
and you cut your nose, you don't tell the journalist, I want to hurt myself. That's not good.
The problem
That
is
means he lost.
Well, hang on, Bo. The problem is he might not be able to say the truth. That's why he's probably said it.
But the truth is, he's stressed. That is the truth.
No, but the thing is, so we're seeing what we're saying. You're right. You should never say it, but we're also seeing a guy who's never dealt with something like this before. So we have never seen him react like this before because he's never had to go through something like this before. The only thing that comes close was like when Bayern lost 3 games, but that was right at the end of the season when they'd already wrapped up a title or something like that. We seen him go like maybe 2 games losing in a row or something like this. But the way they've conceded 17 goals in the past 6 games. Pep's teams don't concede. They sometimes don't concede 17 goals in 30+ games. That's why all of this is new, not only to us but to him. His reactions are all new. He's never reacted like this before. Even going up against Mourinho in or even La Liga, he's never reacted. He's never had to react like this before. He's trying to find out how to work it out. He doesn't know.
I've got a quick come out. That race of Martin Sport League 2, mate. Yeah, I did in 1998.
So you guys chanting we're fucking shit in the bar.
Do you know what? I started thinking yesterday, City are back. Because I tell you what, that was the old City way. With 2,000 of us would sit in a bar just singing "We're effing shit."
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I wanted to ask G about this. A lot of before we do that, 115 raindrops doping City's head top, the dropping on City's head top. Stay humble.
Okay, you might get a shock on that. See?
Yes, defo shock.
The question is, after yesterday, Arsenal fans are saying we're ahead of City. City are done. A lot of people are saying they are out of the title race. It's not you, Martin. It's not you.
Okay.
Do you want to watch the chat? Do you want me to bring up the comments or no?
Who?
These are Arsenal fans, by the way.
Sure, yeah, bring up the comments because
the question are City done this season in terms of the title race? Are Arsenal back? Are Arsenal on the upward trajectory and City are the downward trajectory? Or are we too early to judge that?
Too early to judge. Arsenal, they're not on any trajectory. They're just, it's still wherever they were last week is the same place they're at this.
They don't get above us yet, G. They don't get above us yet.
No, yeah, and there's that too. You know what I mean? But even still, there's no. It's more. It'll be more Man City are on the downward than Arsenal on the upwards. But that could change. That could change, man. Give it a few more games. I think it's too early to really kind of judge Arsenal and City. City, I don't know, man. Like even just listening to Martin there about talking about City. I'm like, there's something about City that just makes me think, yeah, they're gonna do all of this and all of this, woe is me stuff, and then you just come back at the end of May and again you just win the fucking league, and everyone's sitting there saying, well, it's just Manchester City. Here we go again. Like, I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion. It does look bad, but I trust you more than I trust Arsenal to do well. Let's put it that way, because you have that. Regardless of what's going on with Pep Guardiola, regardless of what's going on with your team, it's still a team that they've just won 4 in a row. Like they know what it takes to kick into some kind of gear. Like whether that's now, whether that's later, it will happen, I think, at some point in time. Arsenal are Arsenal at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? If they can go on a little run between now and March, April and stuff like that, and just stay within it, with Liverpool, then you know what I mean, you take it from there. Right now, though, I just think it's still kind of, we're still here. We're still in the middle. I don't
think we're in the middle. I'm going to tell you why we're not in the middle before Winter Super comes. I have not seen Arsenal in the last season do this. 4-0 at home, lose a 3-0 lead. Arsenal, even when they lose like City when they used to lose to Wolves. You remember City? Peppered Wolves and then lost. Pepper Crystal Palace and lost on a counter-attack at the end of the game. You get my point? This City is different. When City were bad, they still dominate teams and dominate the game. They don't collapse. They lose when they can't score. City scores 3. City against Tottenham dominated them in the first 10-15 minutes, missed 3 chances, then collapsed completely. Completely collapsed. That is something new I haven't seen. And Arsenal, on the other hand, Arsenal do get battered. Rory always says that. They don't get battered, Arsenal. You know what I mean? They don't. They lose a 1-0, a 2-1. This City is new, and people don't want to believe this. Until Pep completely change, it is... I think Pep needs to change the way he plays completely. I
agree.
The triple season. Like, completely change.
We just come out of 2 weeks of international break where most Arsenal streams were on about how they were out of the title race themselves. So, we just kind of, we just come out of that. I mean, it is a bit alarming. You're right about how City are conceding a lot of goals, and some of them, like last night, the first 2, even all 3 goals was just Man City's own undoing, weren't they? Really, it wasn't like outstanding play or anything like that. It was self-harm. It really was self-harm that they were doing to themselves. But we just lit Arsenal fans, and right to do so. Martin obviously excluded from this because I've not heard him say it at all. But previous when they drew against us, it was like, they had to beat us a few weeks ago to still be in the title race.
I don't think Arsenal. Okay. If we're gonna go to Arsenal, the win yesterday and the win against Forest.
Outstanding.
Great,
outstanding.
But again, I need to see consistency. And at the current moment, Arsenal can still win against West Ham, and Liverpool can still win against City, and we'll say, okay, they're still 9 points ahead of them. What changed? Arsenal are good. Well, Liverpool is still good. That doesn't change anything to me until Liverpool.
No, it changes the narrative that we're like in crisis and we're turmoil, and that's I think what City hasn't escaped yet, and why there's a difference there. Because when you're a fan and you're competing for the title, there seems to be a competition as a fan to be the first one to say we're out of the title race when something goes wrong. And Arsenal fans are masters at this. It's like you don't want to be caught on the believing train when you can be the first guy on the screw this. This is we're going to lose. It's all over. The kind of lost kind of bust. So I try and stay neither on these things. You can't. I think fundamentally, I think that was one of our best performances yesterday.
Outstanding.
Let's good segue now to the Arsenal part.
Outstanding performance.
I saw some controversy about this. Someone said that it was Arteta's best performance ever, and then there was some Liverpool fans saying it was a 3-1 versus us. I don't think.
I think it's his best European. I think it's your best European performance under him. Away.
Someone said yesterday on the football terrace, I've not seen my team win away from home that well, and I stayed silent. I'm old enough. I stayed silent. And I'm like, I stayed silent. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm waiting for Olu or Martin in the comments of the football terrace to mention it. And I'm like, I'm silent. I'm not saying anything. I'm not opening this guy's eyes on any history or anything.
Do you remember a 5-1? I think that was probably our last greatest away win with Inter.
And I'm like, I'm silent here. I'm not talking.
No, but seriously,
it was a really good moment, to be honest. When someone says, I've never seen my club win away from home like this, I'm like, no. Some
Arsenal fans haven't, bro. But you gotta feel sorry for them, because I think it was 2008 since we've had a big win like that away in the Champions League. So it's not a small thing for us. And to come out of a crisis mode and go straight back into what felt like our best kind of flow. When I saw that starting 11, I was like, Partey, Odegaard, Rice midfield seems like a bit of a cheat code. Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz, they know how to play together, and they showed it. And our back four with Calafiori and Timber looked as good as it's ever looked. I think as far as the balance between going forward and still being able to defend. Yes, we gave up a goal, but that seems to come off set pieces now. We seem to ironically concede on corners. So, thanks to the football gods for that, because apparently that's what we were masters at. But now, I think we just keep our head down and have to win pretty much every game for the rest of the season to beat Liverpool, because at the moment, City's given up. All their fans are saying they're going to lose on the weekend. Liverpool's fans are saying, even HUSAM, the very careful guy, is saying that they're going to win 4-1 on the weekend. So, I want to see a three-way title race. I don't think City are done and dusted. I would like them to come back and take points off each other.
Yeah. This is just a comment to Martin about the restrictions. Nobody can spend that much money in one window. People believe that. A lot of people actually said that. Olu, shut up and get out of the chat, Olu. Shut up and get out of the chat.
You fraud, Olu.
Hang on, what do you mean you can't spend that money?
He
City
said
won
that
the
because of
trophy for the last 4 years.
Yeah, because of the FFP and
No,
stuff
it
like
goes
that.
off your income. 70% of your income. There's no rule that says you cannot spend over this amount. As long as you've got the leeway in your PSR, you can spend 500 mil. All it does is blocks your PSR up for the next 3
For
years.
the next 2 years.
Yeah,
After that
that's
year,
what
2 years.
Yeah, that's what City will do. That's what we'll have to
Plus,
do.
if you sell, you add on as well. So if you sell as well, that adds on.
I wanted to
about PSR. Understand PSR.
I wanted to go to Arsenal in a bit, but just City aren't just losing; they are being outplayed. XG. That is the problem now. The difference is City are not the same as before when they were losing games but still dominant. City concede chances, concede a lot of chances. Nobbins did an analysis on this. If you want to check out his channel as well, he did an analysis.
They weren't outplayed last night for 70 odd minutes. You know what I mean?
They weren't.
Just not for 70 odd minutes.
Game, you aren't expecting Feyenoord to outplay them.
It was self-inflicting. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was just all self-inflicted.
Gundu signing is baffling. Bro is playing with his Waldo with all the pointing on the pitch, shaking my head. Not to mention the torrid defensive shape of late, which is Bill what we're talking about. Defensive shape look bad. Midfield look bad. The other opposition can actually play passes in between, and the wingers are not contributing. And if Haaland doesn't score yesterday, City won't win. City won't win the game. City won't even draw the game. It's a reality. About Arsenal yesterday, did you see anything different, Martin, yesterday?
I saw a team that all of the right players were in the right positions rather than sort of stopgaps. I don't subscribe to this whole Arteta's changed his way and he's gone back to playing fluid football like he didn't want to before. I think it was mostly forced upon him through injury, suspension, and opposition circumstances of our schedule. But I know, Mo, you're committed to this. Arteta suddenly decided to change and go back to playing good football like that. Like it was under his control like that.
It was.
I just think it might even be. I think it might even be simpler than that. I mean, Odegaard doesn't play as a 10, but his fingerprints are all over that team.
Odegaard is just ridiculous.
I know Saka's played well since Odegaard's been out injured, but there's this difference when Odegaard's in that team. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's a big difference. You said last night it was just he dropped off a bit in the second half, but the first half he was just outstanding, and against like Forest as well. Against I just think he is a quality player. He's one of those players that won't be rated that much because he sometimes doesn't get a lot of G&A sometimes, but just his influence on others. And you can tell Saka's even a better player with Odegaard there. You can just tell it like that. Just the confidence he gives them all around. And especially when you got Rice and Partey behind him and you give him the free license, because he doesn't play like a traditional 10 in the center. He plays more like an advancing hybrid 8 sometimes. You know what I mean? He's just an outstanding player. And like yesterday, I thought it was so impressive as well. They tried to play out from the back, but you're pressing them. You press them so quickly that they struggled to play out from the back. You know what I mean? They just couldn't. They kept giving away the ball, and they did. Apart from the first 50 minutes of the second half, they didn't do anything at all. Do you know what I mean? That was it.
It was like men versus boys.
It was one of the best away performances in the Champions League for quite a while. When he started, it was a complete domination in that. Everything.
Because Odegaard is something which he's hard to value as a player, right? Because how do you value someone, how much they press or how smartly they press or how they force the opposition into corners which they can't get the ball out of? And then you see the difference when Neri comes on. People say he can replace Odegaard. But
it's levels, though, isn't it, Mine?
He's marking a man. He's all over the place. There's levels to this game, and people need to like really value that, and the leadership, the technical leadership of Odegaard. He knows when Arteta wants to play a certain way. He knows when he wants us to defend. He knows when to keep the ball and not attack and lose it. Like a Martinelli would just charge at the goal and shoot it over the crossbar.
Yeah.
We need to hold on to it for a couple of minutes, and then we make a chance. So it's the intelligence of Odegaard that I think has brought us back to the level which everyone's expecting.
Declan Rice yesterday played a good game. Finally played a good game this season. He didn't play like he's more ahead than a 6, yes, but he also was next to Thomas Partey the majority of the time in that midfield on the left. Like Odegaard's are. That helps him, having Odegaard is there. Rice is a key. He needs to go back to his best. But making Moreno off the bench looks good. Huh?
If we keep it simple, he's a very good player. If we ask him to like crash the box and then cover the left back and help out on the left wing and overlap with Martinelli, he's not doing all those things and being where he needs to be. He needs to just kind of have a smaller area of operation, and when he does that, he won't let anyone past him. And it's a simple. Like he had a good pass for Timber for I think the first goal, showing that he can make those forward passes. But Partey showed why he's just so incisive through that field. He can cut through. It looked like Sporting weren't even trying, but they were. But it looked like they weren't. Like they were trying.
You made them look so. Okay, this is the thing that Winter Surfer said. It was a good away performance because you made them look so mediocre. You know Liverpool when they played Leverkusen the other day. They just made Leverkusen look so mediocre that nobody thought this is the German champion. Nobody's watching the game yesterday thinking this is Sporting Lisbon. They are the Portuguese champion. This is the Inacios, the Diamonde, the Trincao, the Gyokeres. I'm watching the game.
Celebration.
The reality is, if you watched the game yesterday and you had no idea who this team is, Sporting Lisbon, you would think this is the elk of the mediocre
That's how we
teams.
treat people in the Conference League, Mo. That's how we treat people in the Conference League.
Arsenal wouldn't phase. I'm sorry, Arsenal wouldn't absolutely phase. Like the ball would be going to Gyokeres, and it was so easy. Saliba, it's not only nick the ball to a throw-in or something, he would push him out of the way, dispossess him, and turn and start an attack. Gabriel, and I'm like, is this the Gyokeres that people tell me that is phenomenal and magnificent? It can't be, right? He can't be dispossessed that easy, one-on-one. And I'm like, this is Arsenal making a team look mediocre again, like what they did at the end of last season when they made team look mediocre. Can they continue like this? Is the question, guys. This is what I need to ask. Is this going to continue? You started well, you scored the goal. You know what? I want to see Arsenal play like, to be honest with you, this Arsenal will tell me if this can continue or not. If you face a difficulty in a game, if it goes 15 minutes without scoring, if you go 1-0 behind, will you stick to the same way? That is what it's telling me. It's so easy to play when you're good, when you're on top. Is when you face the difficulties. That is the thing.
They don't score the first goal and it gets to like 80 minutes, and stuff like that.
Something like that, 50, 60 minutes, and Arsenal are not on top. Can you continue? Like Liverpool against Southampton, 2-1 down. Heads didn't go down. Van Dijk is grabbing the ball from the net. It's like, we're winning this game. We're still the team on the top. Arsenal need to do that. Heads not down. That's what City are not doing that. As Martin said, 3-1 down. They're like, it's coming. We're going to draw this game. That is the difference. That is what Arsenal don't need to do. Arsenal need to stay. This is what I felt about Arsenal. The last thing, I spoke a lot. The last thing about this game is that yesterday, in every single minute, Arsenal team, even at 3-1, when they brought it back to 3-1, Arsenal were like, we're the better team here. These guys are not up to our level. It doesn't matter what you do. We're better than you. And it shows in the celebrations of the players. They think they are the better team. The aura, Martin. Can Arsenal get back that aura for that last season? That is the thing.
I think if we consistently win a few games, we'll get it back. I think if we lose someone like a Saliba, or I think Gabriel got injured, we saw when Kibio came on, all of a sudden that Gyokeres is doing runs on the outside of him and starting to body him. So I think it's personnel based, unfortunately, but it's the same with every team. If you lose your good players, you're going to really struggle. So, that's a boring caveat, but I think that we have shown over the 2.5 years that the crisis that we just had is the blip, and that we're just kind of getting back to business as usual.
I love that word. Why is everyone saying the word crisis?
Because Mo goes to crisis like every like if you
All
lose a game.
Because it's subliminal messaging. People, you know, it's been about City for the past like 4 weeks, so everyone's seen
the word rattled and crisis have become the two key words in the last 2 months.
Because everyone says it. Everyone says it. Everyone sees it. Everyone sees it around it. It just gets in the mind. It's subliminal. So people go,
watch. This is the first comment on the channel when I set up the show. The show hasn't even started, right? Mo and his titles, just putting into perspective, City are above Arsenal. Catfishing your subscribers into thinking everything is rosy and Arsenal is nasty work. You'll never, ever please everyone with a title. If I say City are in crisis, people don't like it. If I say Arsenal are back, okay, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Just don't
it doesn't matter
Arsenal
what I say.
People get triggered by Arsenal are scary. I don't know why, but like
I never said Arsenal are scary in the title. Are you scary? This is what Terry said yesterday on his. He's like, oh, this is the scary Arsenal. Let me tell you why Arsenal were in crisis. And I don't want to go back into that, right? Until Arsenal lose again. Arsenal were in crisis. You weren't winning games. You were getting red cards. You are 9 points ahead and behind the new manager. You were behind Chelsea in the league. You're not playing good. You went to Chelsea and you should have won the game and you didn't win the game. You had a red card against Bournemouth.
We would lose that game. You predicted we'd lose to Chelsea.
Yes.
So
okay, by the way, I need people to understand something. George, I told this to George yesterday on the show. Me saying that Tottenham should get top 4 and me saying that Tottenham will not get top 4 are two completely separate things. Let me explain to you again. Me saying, if I say that Arsenal should win the league, that is based on the history, where your manager is, the spendings, and which phase are you in. Me saying Arsenal won't win the league, that is prediction. Expectations are different than predictions. Expectations for Tottenham should be top 4. Do you know why? Because they were 5th. This is the manager's 2nd season. They got Solanke. Me predicting Spurs to be 7th is my prediction. How is that so hard to understand?
Because this is specifically about an event. Us going at Chelsea, and you thought you were being edgy by saying Chelsea's going to win this.
I wasn't edgy at all.
You were edgy. You were edgy.
How is that edgy?
Anyway, the expectation was not there for us to go there and
this
destroy
is
them.
Crazy.
The form was not good. I think that Chelsea were in a good spot and they thought they were going to smash us. And the fact that we got a draw, I think, is a good result for us. But people will say, "Oh, you should have beaten Chelsea." I don't believe it.
You know what I mean? Once you know Hamza is crying, that means City are in crisis. He doesn't believe what is going on at Chelsea, at Man City at the current moment. People really think that predictions and expectations are different. Let me tell you something. Prediction: Liverpool will win the Premier League. Expectations: Liverpool come 3rd and they are good to go, and a cup. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Plus, your predictions can change during the season as well. So you know what I mean. It can change.
People can't split the two. They make the two
Chelsea's,
huh? They make the two things the same: expectation and a prediction, and it's
different. It's completely different.
So I predicted Chelsea to be in a top 4 race after the transfer window because we didn't get a goalkeeper or a striker that I wanted. But if we finish 3rd, is someone going to come back to me and go, you got your prediction wrong? So what?
I don't know why. Why is it so hard to understand the difference between that? But anyway, look at that.
Because they can't both coexist. Like, did you expect us to beat Chelsea? Were we expected to beat Chelsea?
I'm going to tell you, they can exist. Let me tell you a reality. Saeed, in the beginning of the season, did expectations versus predictions. He said, expectations, we need to be in the title race. Our manager has been here in 3 years.
Saeed.
He has Saeed for Man United with Ten Hag. That's called expectations. Expectations are based on the givens. What I mean, their manager has been there for 3 years. He signed a lot of players. The cycle now means that Man United is a big club, should be challenging. You ask me predictions like we're not being in the top 4. That is his prediction based on the situation. That makes sense, Martin. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you specifically having expectations for us to beat Chelsea and then predicting that we won't. It's kind of like it's weird.
I don't think it's weird. You should be expected to beat Chelsea because they have a new manager. You have a more experienced team.
They're
You
an
have a more
incredible
experienced
run of
manager.
form. They're like playing very good football. Like I don't think that there was an expectation for us to win that.
Anyway,
Either way,
anyway.
it was used as something to beat the club
Let's
with. and
go.
obviously-
We're running in circles, but go ahead.
I think we need to talk about Liverpool because G's just quietly getting away with murder over there. Just like no chat, no
Come on,
stress.
let me do the super
What do
chat
you mean?
before we go on.
Well,
And before we need to speak about Gyokeres before we go on. Bale is saying also big up Mo and the panel support from India. Big up my guy. Thank you so much for the support. AMT. Can anyone agree that Trossard plays the best from the bench, Martin?
Yes, he does play.
I agree.
He's definitely a bench player. Definitely a bench player, AMT.
He's a superstar.
So Martin, Arsenal, does Odegaard play like Cazorla? Just asking.
Cazorla was, I feel like, a bit better two-footed technically and played a lot deeper, but
Yeah,
I think they're both very good players. So I don't know, it's a decent comparison, but they're just ballers.
Mo, you are right. Arsenal was in phase. The fans were bursting fireworks at Raya's goal. Arsenal were absolutely sensational yesterday. You can just admit that. They were so sensational yesterday. Serie A question for Mo. What do you think of Como? I don't think anything. Lake Como is great. It's a great place to visit. It's fantastic. I've been there a couple of times. It's a very good scenery. Food is fantastic. It's absolutely great if that's what you mean. In terms of the football with Como, I don't know, bro. I really don't know what to tell you of Como, to be honest. I'm not people think I'm a Serie A expert. Just watch
unless
more
they're in a
Premier
title
League
race,
than Serie A.
most are gonna unless they're in a title race of Inter, most not, interested.
Do you
know what I mean?
expect Juve to
Como
beat
are
Man City?
18th. I'm like, why would I want to watch Como play Cagliari? Why would I want to wake up and watch Como play Cagliari on a weekend? I don't.
Do you
I
expect Man City to beat Juventus or Juventus to beat Man City?
1-1.
1-1, okay.
Juventus are so resilient defensively.
They're very good defensively, yeah. They're
Very good defensively, but
Very
they are whack going forward unless they're
Well,
playing
what are you
Inter.
back on the City part for? We've done the City part. We moved
I'm
on.
just interested to know about Juventus. And
Whoa. Don't deflect.
Anyway, last question before we go to Liverpool. Last question. Gyokeres talk. A lot of Arsenal fans, Bavs.
He's shit now, isn't he? That's what I've read somewhere.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
crap.
That's what I've said. That's what I've read somewhere.
No one wants him anymore because he didn't score against.
Send him back to commentary. I read this morning, man.
But to be fair, he's not coming up against Saliba and Gabriel every week.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, and those two are the two of like the best like centre backs that are even out there. Like I didn't even expect him to do well. So I think people are just anything to bring him down. Anything to bring him down. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, like in all seriousness, I'd still take him as a backup or like a secondary option striker.
Yeah,
Like
Jesus.
Backup.
Yeah. What was he just said?
Is that insulting? I don't know.
I think it was a backup.
Well,
I think it was a backup.
You've been crying out for a striker. What do you mean you take him as a backup?
Yeah, a
You're
striker
crying
as a
out for
backup. I don't know how hard this is to I think that
You don't
Havertz is
have a
doing his
striker.
thing, but I need
You
a
don't
striker.
have a striker.
Who
And
do you
you want
back
to
up?
put Gyokeres as a backup to someone who's not a striker.
No, because Havertz is doing a very good job. I just need someone who's like a different profile that can come on when it's not working out. I need some change.
Hang on a minute. All summer you were crying out for a striker.
Yeah, I want
What's
a
that
Sesko.
You just said Gyokeres is a backup to Kai
A backup
Havertz.
striker. You want a backup striker to Haaland? Do you want Gyokeres to come play with Haaland?
Yes, but I've got Haaland. You got Kai
Yes, but
It's a
Havertz.
bit different. Yeah, it's a bit different.
Well, I don't know. They're scoring pretty much the same amount of open goals or whatever, open play goals.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see what I mean. See what I mean?
Ridiculous.
Don't be deluded.
Okay, can I just get? Are you serious or
Why
you're
is this so
being?
insulting? He's
Hold
a
on,
backup
hold
to
on. Can
Havertz.
we just get this straight? Are you serious or are you joking
About him being, I need a backup
about
striker.
Gyokeres? Because Babs literally tweeted yesterday. A Kai Havertz performance, said proper center forward performance yesterday. It's a dig at Gyokeres. Are you serious or you're joking?
I would take him. I just don't know if he would be a starter for us automatically. I don't know if that's offensive to people.
So he's being serious.
Look, what just happened in the game?
Well, this is getting
Gyokeres
clear.
got pocketed and Havertz scored a goal. What do you want me
I
to do?
told you one game FC. This is what.
He's being serious.
Yeah.
He's being serious.
Oh my God.
It's not a joke. You wouldn't take Gyokeres to
who
start
did I
for
want,
you.
Mo? I wanted Sesko as a backup to Havertz, and I wanted Ivan Toney as a backup to Havertz. Neither of those are guaranteed starters for us either. It's like it's a common theme for me. I'm being consistent.
But none of them are as probably as.
Do you know what's worse?
finishing
Is
as
just compare
Gyokeres.
Havertz to bloody Haaland.
No, that was just to get up your nose. But I guess everyone wants Gyokeres in, right? Everyone
I
else
think
is like,
Gyokeres comes in and
everyone else is signing him.
I'd love to see your 11. KDB back up.
you guys
Rodri,
still think
get him out. Get him out.
you still think
He
Kai
can be a
Havertz.
backup to who's on your left wing, right wing. Saka, forget it. Salah's on the bench.
It's ridiculous. And you think because Kai Havertz scored the tap in yesterday,
There's backing your players,
Gyokeres
Martin,
is-
and then there's backing your
Travis
players.
Kelly,
What's happened yesterday? Kai
Martinelli.
Havertz has
Travis
had a
Kelly,
very
backup
good
Martinelli.
2024. I don't know if you guys are trying to like ignore the fact that he's performed very well for us, but as far as our football is concerned, we need someone who is potentially just more than Gyokeres, who runs into spaces and scores goals one-on-one against defenders. We don't necessarily have that a lot. I think people have said that he may not fit the kind of opposition we come up against because he might not break down a low block, for example. You might have the same problem you do with Haaland.
You know,
when
he
you try to
literally
reach him.
play on the highest position team in the Portuguese league.
That's fine. But he still does a lot of counterattack goals. Like if you watch them, a lot of the goals are just running into open spaces.
What we've got to take into is that the team he's playing at plays three at the back, wing back system, and that's what they do. If he comes to you and he's got like Saka and Odegaard in a team feeding him, we have no idea
you
what
guys are taking Portuguese league goals and you're turning them into Premier League goals, and I don't think it's like a.
No, I'm taking
50%
goals for Sporting
conversion.
Lisbon. I'm not doing the Benfica rubbish because I think Benfica are frauds. But I'll do Sporting Lisbon type. I will take that. You know, and if you're going to take him back up, that's fine. That's fine. Take him as backup.
Backup.
Hey, it's not coming as a backup. I don't think he's coming at all.
He
So
said
why
he'd
not?
take him as backup.
I would take him as a backup.
No,
yeah.
I think Gabriel destroyed that bridge already with
Maybe.
mocking him. But listen, let's talk about Liverpool against Real Madrid. Liverpool against City. Darwin was a beast
defended
in Liga
everyone.
NOS.
Yeah,
Let's be serious. So, Mafio, your take is you don't think that Gyokeres comes in and starts for Arsenal. I think if Gyokeres comes to Arsenal with Odegaard and Saka, he gets in the second half of the season only 20 goals. Just 20 goals. In 18 games. That's my
every
take.
game. Is that what you're saying?
If he starts every game in the second half of the season, he'll get 20 goals for Arsenal.
I think Havertz is going to try.
And you know what? We'll do this for every now modern day fan. Non-penalty goals. We'll do that. 20 non-penalty goals. We know how you modern fans.
Penalties.
Yeah.
So now we know what's triggering Andrew then today. The palm penalty goal.
Guys, can we get to 300 likes? Guys, hit that like button. 300 likes are needed now. Hit that like
This is
button.
great for me. This is like therapy. Keep going.
G, talk to me about Liverpool, Salah, Van Dijk situation. Liverpool
No, we're not
now.
talking about Liverpool. No.
Why?
Just banned.
There
Don't
is-
want to talk about it.
There's nothing really to
How
even talk
about
about though. Like
No, I want to hear the
Van Dijk, I
confidence
think
of Real
was,
Madrid today.
Confidence.
City on the
Confidence.
weekend.
you know what's crazy about the Real Madrid stuff? Yeah, even just looking at that, I'll be honest, we always lose. So, like, you can have confidence because we're winning games now. They're not. So they've come off the back of 2 victories, but they're not the Real Madrid that we know. But we lose to them every single time. We haven't won since I think 08, 2000, 08, 09. Gerard Torres, like that was donkeys years ago. Do you know what I mean? So to say that you've got confidence would just be recency bias. That's the way I kind of look at today's game. It's more, if Madrid can play the way they played this season, then yes, Liverpool can get that victory because I think we can be stubborn about the game. But I've said that in other games before. I mean, in the final when we lost to them, we were the better team. They won again. Like Madrid are just Madrid. So I don't know how that's going to work out in tonight's game. But listen, can we
Mbappe
beat
on the
them?
left.
Yes, 100%.
Mbappe on the left.
He's not playing. Oh no, Mbappe is playing. Yeah, sorry.
Mbappe is a showcase to get his contract at Liverpool to replace Mohamed Salah when they let him go from Real Madrid. That is today.
Martin would take him back. Back up for Martin at Arsenal.
No, he starts the left wing for us. I'd give him the
back up to Martinelli. Back up to Martinelli.
Mbappe would not start at the current moment ahead of Bukayo Saka on the right side for Arsenal. He wouldn't.
Well, no, because he doesn't play right side. He plays left. I'm talking about Martinelli. Right, what are you talking about?
Luis Diaz or Mbappe now, G? For Liverpool, Luis Diaz or Mbappe? He's thinking about it, guys. He's thinking.
I would still take Mbappe. I don't rate Luis Diaz that.
Really?
I'll still take.
He was going to say Luis Diaz backup. That's what he was going to say, and then he
Is Luis Diaz backup?
So I have to kind of think twice. I'll still take Mbappe. I'll still take. He's still. People say that. I know he's not performing the greatest, but if some strikers and attackers had his goals and assists this season, you'd bite your hand off at that. The guy's still scoring goals. He's just not doing it at this rate that he was doing it in Liga. I promise you, most of the players in attack would take his goals right now. They would. He is still putting the ball in the back of the net enough for you to be like, okay, yeah, this is okay. But obviously, we know Mbappe is Mbappe, so you expect him.
Have the Liverpool fan base come to appreciate Diaz a bit more? Because last season, I was one of the only people saying that he's actually still a good player, and you guys were generally mocking him at every chance.
No, I'll be honest. I'm mocking him all the time, but I think it's because he just lacks consistency. Obviously, this season he's shown it. This season he's actually. It's not just about. I know we live in this world now, social media now. It's all about GA, and they'll tell you the stats from 1966 and all of that. That's fair. But with him, unlike Mo Salah can stink for 89 minutes of a game. He's going to be the one that's going to get you the goal. The problem with Diaz is he'll stink for 89 minutes and do nothing. So then I'm just kind of like, okay, that's all right. You can have your one-off games. But if you do that a couple of times now, and Mo is having one of those games as well, I've got no one now. I've got actually no one to score the goals for me. It's not like we've got a KDB, a Martin Odegaard sitting in the wings to just get us 10, 15 goals from midfield. We haven't got that. We've not had that for years. So when I'm looking at him at times, that was his problem, is you just lack consistency. This season, he is showing that level of consistency. Do you know what I mean? So this season, he has to get his flowers 100%. Do you know what I mean? He's actually doing his thing. But yeah, he's just a weird one. I think he's one of those players that I look at and I think, fucking hell, man, if Mo was to leave, he's going to be the guy you're going to probably look at. Would you, as a Liverpool fan, really back Luis Diaz to get you out of a hole? You'd have to ask them.
Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah together is crazy.
You can't find
together. Yeah, that's different. But you're saying together, it's more Mohamed Salah, and then Diaz is like, which is fine, by the way, because every team has one guy who's the main guy, and then you have like your backup support kind of guys who chip in here and there and stuff like that. You just don't want that main guy to get injured. But we'll wait and see.
Do you think Slot's gonna actually rotate some of his team tonight because of City at the weekend? Do you know what I mean? Because Liverpool won their first four. You know what I mean? They can,
I would have said yes if this wasn't Real Madrid, but because it's Real Madrid, he can't just put out, like, we've got injuries. I mean, I think Tsimikas is potentially injured for the game. I don't know if someone might, if the team sheet is out, I don't know, but I'm sure Trent isn't starting the game either. So, I mean, you're kind of stuck with Conor Bradley and bloody whoever goes in there. Yeah, so fair, but
no, but I mean, like maybe starting Harvey Elliott or something like that, giving him minutes.
Nah, but he just come out from injury. Like, I wouldn't even want him to start. I actually wouldn't even want him to start. Yeah, because he's just come out from injury. I've got PTSD with Liverpool and injuries. I'd rather you just these kind of guys back in. You know what I mean? And I think
what I'm saying is, it's like it's a great high-profile match against Real Madrid, but it's like because you won your first four and there's free, and the three matches afterwards should be, plain sailing and still to finish in the top 8. It's like and you got City at the weekend. You could put like a big nail in the coffin of City fans. You know what I mean? Of the season title race. You know what I mean? It's like.
Don't worry about that. We've got Forest on Wednesday night, so don't worry about that one. Don't worry about that one. Chris Wood putting the nail in our coffin.
City will know about this though, in terms of like, because I've seen Pep Guardiola play Kevin De Bruyne against freaking Burton. Do you know what I mean? Like in the Caribbean, and he'll do that for things like it's for the rhythm and getting some of the players to just always like. You need to always play to stay within that rhythm of we're winning games, we're getting through this, and then we can keep going. Some players obviously can't do that because they're injury prone. But Van Dijk, Salah, these Konate now, obviously he's kind of showing a bit more resilience. But there's some players I'm like, no, keep playing them. I don't want the team to change too much, because there is, in my opinion, a little bit of a drop off in certain positions when you start swapping out to like certain players. So just keep the team as it is for these 2 games, just these 2. After these 2 games, you can do what you want to do. You can start rotating.
I think, I guess we'll see, guys. I really hope that Liverpool win today, because if freaking Liverpool lose,
2-1.
No, for another reason, because Hamza's gonna deflect to Liverpool loss on Al-Ahwa later if Liverpool lose.
No,
we need
I don't see
to
Liverpool
stick
losing.
on Hamza tonight, because he's waffling at the
People
people.
have to give him a day off. I mean, it's just
no, they moved it. Especially, I'm so glad that Sam moved it.
Hamza, hold on, Hamza never gave us a day off in his life.
He doesn't, yeah.
I know this is like Christmas and every religious holiday in the world going on right now, because City are losing a few games.
This is their Christmas. This is their Christmas.
Hang on a minute. I've just heard King Charles has declared a new bank holiday called the City Loser Game Bank Holiday. So everyone's excited.
Do we get that in Australia or the Commonwealth? Come on.
No, you don't get it.
Let me read the comment before we end the show. People forget he had a hard time off the pitch. His father getting taken away, having 2 big injuries. This year he's fit, finishing his chances. He's human. Listen,
I'm not, and I had the feeling someone would bring something like, listen, I get it. Well, to be honest, the injury thing, no, I don't care about that. It's more the father thing, of course, because of course, you know, that's personal and stuff like that. That will hit any player differently. That's fine. But within even before those injuries, even before the whole thing happened with his father, he was still inconsistent. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was still showing inconsistency.
He played well during that time. Remember, he scored against Luton, I think. On like
the that was a whole weird time.
It was weird. He was actually playing.
It was weird, yeah. Like, I didn't know he shouldn't have played, to be fair, because that's.
And then he dropped off after they were rescued. Then his form dropped off again.
And that's my point with football fans these days. Sorry, I know you want to head out, but like, that's my problem with football fans, is that you see in that moment you just said he was playing well. No one's really mentioning that whole situation with his father, right? As soon as he starts playing badly, but guys, remember this happened. I'm like, you can't use it in one sentence and then not use it in another sentence. We got to kind of use it as a whole to judge the whole thing.
Didn't they rescue his father, and then his dad's like, I can't wait for Lucia to go play for Real Madrid or something, or Barca?
Barcelona.
Because of the abuse. But listen, guys, all these guys' channels in the description. The Mancunian Way, G's channel, also Jamie Phillips' channel is in the description as well. I'm not back tonight again. Tomorrow in the morning, we have Kelkster, Jess, and Nina talk about what is happening. Hopefully, we can find a Liverpool fan that time. But listen, might be HUSAM, might be someone else. We don't know. But listen, hit the like button. Less than 30 likes away before we go. Listen, 30 likes away from 300, guys, as ZL is saying. I will see you guys later. This will take you to HUSAM's watch along for the Liverpool versus the Real Madrid game. So go and like his video, turn the notification bell on for that. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that like button, guys. Before you go, let's get to 300 likes, and I will see you guys later. We're out of here.
Wait. Was it your birthday recently, Mo?
Yes, it was.
Happy birthday, Mo.
Happy birthday, buddy.
60th.
Well done.
72 years old.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate you people. I'm going to do a birthday Q&A soon. Maybe Friday.
Don't look a day over 92.
We'll see you guys soon. Thank you, everyone.
Go.
I'm out of here, people.